Hello students, welcome to another lecture of pharmaceutical jurisprudence, and today we will be studying about controlling authority and drug inspectors. So let's start. Controlling authority is mainly an authority under the Drug and Cosmetic Act and its rules, and the drug inspectors are under the control of this controlling authority, right? So the qualification for controlling authority involves a graduate in pharmacy, a graduate in pharmaceutical chemistry, a graduate in medicine with specialization in clinical pharmacology and microbiology, and a person who has an experience in manufacture and testing of drugs for a minimum period of at least 5 years. Now coming to the drug inspectors, so the central and the state governments, they are empowered to appoint the drug inspectors and assign them specific areas, and the particular drug inspector will be in charge of that particular area which has been appointed to him by the state government or the central government. And as I told you earlier, the drug inspectors, they are officially subordinate to the controlling authority. They report to the controlling authority. The function of controlling authority is to supervise the work of drug inspectors in different states. Now talking about the qualification of a drug inspector, a person can be a drug inspector if he has a degree in pharmacy or pharmaceutical science or medicine with a specialization in clinical pharmacology or microbiology. Now there are certain specific requirements for inspection of the manufacture of substance which are in the category of Schedule C drugs. The particular person who is being appointed as the drug inspector should have at least 18 months of experience in manufacture, or should have 18 months of experience in testing, and he has gained experience of not less than 3 years in the firms which are specified for the manufacturing of drugs which are specified in Schedule C. And for the purpose of inspecting the shops, basically the medical store, and officer of the medical or health department who is a registered medical practitioner or a graduate in science can become a drug inspector. Then the qualification of a drug inspector to inspect premises related to the veterinary biological product, a person should be a graduate in veterinary science, medical science, general science or pharmacy, and he should have gained not less than 18 months of experience in the manufacture and testing of veterinary biological products. Now coming to the powers of the inspector, right? What are the duties and what are the powers of the inspector? So an inspector has the right, has the power to inspect the premises where any particular drug or any particular cosmetic is being manufactured. He has the right to inspect the premises where a particular drug or a particular cosmetic is being sold, and he also has a right of taking samples of any particular drug product or any particular chemical which is being manufactured or is being sold which he suspects to be not of standard quality. Then there are some additional duties and additional powers of a drug inspector, like he can search any person at any point of time. He can enter any place, any premises where the manufacture or the sale of drugs is being undertaken to inspect that particular place. He can stop or search any vehicle, and he can examine any record, any register, any document which is present in the manufacturing area or which is present in the area where the medicines are being sold. Now coming to the duties of a drug inspector, so the first duty is to inspect the premises which is licensed for sale. He should procure and he should send the samples for test from time to time. He should investigate any complaint which is being filed against a particular drug product, and he should maintain a proper record of all the inspections which is being done by him. Then the second duty is to inspect the manufacture of drugs and cosmetics. To manufacture the area basically where the drugs and cosmetics are being manufactured. He should send the detailed report of that particular inspection to the controlling authority after each inspection, and he should from time to time take samples of drugs from the manufacturing area. Now there is a certain set procedure for the inspection of a particular area or a particular premises. An inspector taking a sample, he should pay its fair price, and if he is not paying a fair price for the sample which he's taking, then he should give a written acknowledgement about that particular drug which he is taking for analysis or testing, and he should give that particular receipt to the person from whom he is taking that particular drug. Right? He should also inform the purpose of taking that particular sample, and that sample which he is taking from the area, he should divide that sample into 4 portions, and all the 4 portions should be sealed and should be marked properly. Now, as I told you in my previous slide, that the sample should be divided into 4 portions. So what are these 4 portions for? So the first portion, it should be restored to the person from whom the sample is being taken. The second portion is sent to the government analyst for the analysis. The third one is, perceived to be produced before the court in case of any discrepancy. And the fourth portion is sent to the warrantor if there is any warrantor in that particular case or scenario. Now, if the particular sample which was sent by the drug inspector to the government analyst, if the analyst and the drug inspector finds that that particular sample is not of standard quality, then the same should be reported to the court, and the court then orders for the destruction of the drug product under a proper supervision. Then if the inspector finds that the confiscated product or the sample is of standard quality, then the same should be reported to the court, and the court shall then allow the sale of drugs. Thank you so much, dear students. This was all in today's lecture. Today we studied about controlling authority and drug inspectors, and today we are done with unit 2. If you have any queries, any doubt, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for giving your time.